human beings create a lot of things that are easily dismissible because they happen so naturally. The fact that I'm talking, I mean, it's amazing. Like people, like we've written language. Written language is this memetic thing. It's like babies just at 2 years old just go like, "Hey, give me a glass of water," and they go, "Whoa, what the fuck?" That's genetic. That's like actual happening. Like we're like weird macaws. We just start talking. It's crazy. And when we do, we start like cognifying differently. We start recognizing like how to make maps and shit that we wouldn't understand if we didn't have language.
Yeah, and different.
What a podcast.
They say like people who speak different languages, different grammatical structures, approach problem solving differently.
Yeah,
so it really does sort of feed into each
because
other.
I can choose to say that you're sitting on top of the box or that the box has you on top of it.
Yeah, and the way you think of it.
The language is absolutely thought.
And literally, when you're speaking in different languages, different parts of your brain are going. So if like the pathways are different. I can feel it when I switch to Urdu, that my brain works slightly differently. When I switch back, it like takes me a second to lock back into it.
That's what they say about Urdu. You never go back.
Once you go Urdu, you never go back.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to equate.
In Urdu, you say if you go back, you never Urdu. So
see, that's the thing.
It's a beautiful language.
And by the way,
beautiful.
Put a big fat asterisk
Some of
on
my favorite operas are Urdu.
The fact that language is thought, the fact that we think as we speak, and that the words we say are actually sort of the pathways of our brain, that is a lot different from saying that certain specific words are magical and need to be either celebrated or buried. That's dumb. There's no smart way to approach that.
But I do think words do have meaning. You were saying that earlier, and people do use words differently to oppress or further a certain thing. There's a reason it's called pro-choice and pro-life and not pro-abortion, and so these words do have certain, and that's what the Nazis did a lot. Instead of calling it "we're going to kill all the Jews," it was the final solution. And when they had the Jews sort of running the camps, that was called joy division. So those words, that they're not just words, they can sort of be used to have people thinking a certain way.
Yeah, and when you have a cold, there's snot on your face, but an anti-snot campaign is not going to come up with the cure. Like it is just, just keep wiping and whatever. I guess that's better than letting it sit on your face. That's a social custom. Don't put your elbows on the table. Don't say the N-word around black people. You know why? Here's why I don't.
I think I know why.
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. Here's why I stopped doing it from when I was like 25 and I was like all punk rock. I'm like, you're not going to fuck it. Like like Quentin Tarantino said once, and I do agree with this fundamentally. When a word has that much power, you should be screaming it from the rooftops. He's right. I mean, in the way that you should be right, he's right. But
you're not going to get that.
But
it's always going to be used in a certain way.
Well, no. Here's why I don't say here's why I say the N-word instead of actually saying the N-word. It's because it's for the same reason I don't say the C-word like as often as I
want to.
Yeah.
When I'm driving inside my car, everybody's a cunt. I'm a cunt. That old lady's a cunt. The dog is a cunt. The guy in front of me.
When I'm kissing my girlfriend goodbye to go to work in the morning, she's an N-word. The N-word privately between me and my girlfriend, that word is like fucking amazing.
It's like saying like sugar pie or whatever.
Yeah, I love it. And I love it because I'm not supposed to, so it's tender and delicious and wonderful in your mouth like a piece of fucking bacon. Tough titties for the people who made it that flavorful on all sides of the issue. In the end, I'm a guy inside my house. I got a couple of ways to be impacting to myself. The reason I don't
they're N-word and cunt. Yeah.
The reason I don't say it around other people in mixed company, as it were, is because of the social pressure. I'm rolling my eyes at the dumb dot connection between the words mixed company. The social anxiety and pressure that it puts people on. It's for the same reason I cover my mouth when I sneeze or say bless you when someone else sneezes. Yeah. I don't want to deal with it. That's why I don't want to make other people deal with it. That's called politeness. It has nothing to do with fixing society.
In your house, that word is powerless. It means nothing. You're screaming it from the rooftops. There's nothing negative about that word. But when you say it in public, there is a connotation connotation to it that you can't control. When you say it and the word's out there, even though whatever your...
But I can easily say it without the connotation. Louis C.K. and every great comic has had a whole 10-minute bit that relieves the pressure. Thank God. Like I could be one of those people. I could come out and do 10 minutes and say the N-word. And everybody would be laughing, and black people included. But the black people would have to deal with people like glancing at them and feeling, even if they didn't like feeling. I'm too lazy to make anyone deal with that. I don't want to do it. That tree can be cut down by a different lumberjack with a better plaid shirt. I'll stick to metaphor crafted. That's my bread and butter. But the only point I'm making, like, is that it's when we get bogged down in the technical aspect of whether or not the words have power, then the answer, we both agree that look at the word, look at the powerful word, it has power. But then there's subsets of that topic. You go, what the power doesn't mean, it's like the snot has power when you have a cold. You could scrape it, put it in a jar, and centrifuge it and find out what kind of cold you have. There's all kinds of things you could do with the snot. You cannot cure the cold by inventing something that makes the snot go away, by making snot illegal. The person's immune system is being impacted. Their body is generating shit in their body. The final end result is there's some snot coming out of their nose. We're communicating with each other, and there's a word that, thank God, there's a word that is a tendril to all of this legacy. If there weren't a word, holy shit. Like there ain't no word for the fact that we killed a bunch of Indians, because it matters less. Yeah. We don't have a fucking word to dance around and be polite about. We just did it and moved on.
But I do think words do affect. It's not just that the word is a symptom of an ill or whatever, the way you're saying it's not and cold. I also do think words can affect the way a person thinks and feels about something.
If they say it and their intent is, of course, you reveal through your language whether or not you give a shit whether the person next to you is a human being or not. Yeah.
No, but just also like going back to just saying pro-life. That sounds very positive, and if you keep saying that pro-life, 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 it sort of affects how you think about that issue. Whereas if you're saying pro-choice, then it's something else. I really do think words can affect the way people think about certain things. Again, if you read stuff about what happened in concentration camps, they changed what words mean, and it changed the way people thought.
That's the first thing they do. Yeah. That's what we're doing. That is the way you recognize fascism, is people who are like running for media and language. That's the place they go, because the weak and the busy, the overworked and the tired and the desperate only have language to connect to other people through, and media. And so people who find themselves in positions of moderate power, they run to the tallest buildings with the dishes on them, and they start tweaking the way we're communicating with those people. They make sure that we're obsessed with race. They make sure that the 99% think of themselves as 15% black and 85% this. They, instead of just a big simple number, they tweak the language that way, and that's what's dangerous, because the people that are dividing us are speaking pro-life and pro-choice. The people dividing us are speaking N-word, and N-word is magical. There is a conspiracy among the dunces to divide us. I don't know. Let's settle this in a.
No, that makes sense to me.
At another time, I'm very suspicious.
Are we gonna settle it? Though?
Yeah. No, I guarantee it. We'll because I talk too much about Black Widows. If we started from the top of the show.
Wait, okay. Going back, are Black Widows poisonous or no? Are they like horn people? No, Black Widow.
Oh, because to answer that question, which is more important, they are, but their mandibles can't pierce human skin, so they can't deliver the payload. No one laughed at that. Again, making me think that you actually think I'm racist.
I'm not an editor, but there's an easy way to make this sound like you're a racist that wants to be back on Community. on a very special 5th season.
Yeah, and you're misogynistic.
Yeah. It's stand-up raping and N-bombs and...
It may not be far from the truth.
It's not going to take a lot of editing either. Just a couple snips.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, I'm only a product of what other people think about me. So if I make an awesome callback spider black person joke like that, and
I'm with you.
There's silence in the room because they're like, man, he really is racist.
It's like, holy shit, we have to...
If a third person calls you a horse's ass, you buy a saddle.
Well, I think it's the thing. I don't think it was people getting uncomfortable. I think it's when you go into a certain field, like when you're about to clearly make a black joke, it has to be finely crafted.
That was amazing.
I don't think
the daddy long legs of the play.
If it had been a great
Are
joke.
black people poisonous? Yes, but their mandibles can't. I thought that was great.
They still disagree.
I know.
It wasn't
Not
great.
on board. Not on board. I'm with you, Dan.
If it had been a hilarious joke, that would have overridden people's natural
I know.
instincts.
That's the thing. If you're doing a stand-up bit about the N-word, which is why Louis C.K. can do it, because it's the best bit about that word. It better be the fucking best bit. Otherwise, it can't be like.
All right, Mom.
This. No. But I'm not saying. I'm the guy who's on your side with the black people mandible piercing joke.
How would you say that in Urdu?
In Russia, mandible, you pierce mandible.
So you don't actually speak Urdu, do you?
Yeah, this is just a tan and a speech impediment.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
The world's best kept secret.
Yeah.
There is no
Jason.
language.
My name is Chris Mail.